All right. Hey everybody, I'm back. So I think what I said in the video before was that I would use the new Chromebook for a bit and then sort of give my initial impressions once I'd had a bit of time. So ready to do that now. Well, I guess one thing that I learned how to do is how to do screen recording. So here we are, and I got it sort of set up. So I've got it set up. I have two accounts because I have volunteer organization that I work with, and they have a Google Workspace account. And so I've set that up on one side, and then on the other side I've got my own personal stuff on here. And there is a way that you set it up and both of them exist at the same time on this, and you can switch between them pretty easily. So the difficulty is that because the one is managed by Google Workspace, it actually kind of locks down. And because I want to be able to quickly switch between the two accounts, there is a way to do that here. But when you set it up this way, what happens is it ends up actually kind of locking down the whole Chromebook to a certain extent based on the requirements of that Google Workspace admin setup. Now the interesting thing is I'm actually the administrator for that for that Google Workspace account that's attached to this Chromebook. So I'm sure I could unlock a lot more things on this computer if I knew how, but I don't. So it's interesting that way. So it just kind of a warning if you're not a professional computer administrator, I guess, is that yeah, if you try and put something connected to a Google Workspace account on here that's administered by an organization, and you want to flip between them quickly, and you want to set it up here that you have this quick switching so that they're basically both logged in at the same time, but you only have access to one at a given time, right? Obviously, that when you do that, that it kind of locks down the whole Chromebook a bit. I'm sort of working through that, but anyways, that's just one point. Other main things. So again, this is the very inexpensive ASUS CX1500 Chromebook with an Intel Celeron processor, 4 gigabytes of RAM, 4 gigabytes of RAM, 64 gigabytes of onboard storage. But this has a SD card slot, so if I really wanted to, I can put in my own SD card and expand that storage. I'm generally not a big fan of paying companies for onboard storage when they could just give us an SD card slot on their phones or whatever, or their tablets or whatever, and then we could expand our storage like very inexpensively, but they want us to upgrade for built-in storage. Come on. So that's just kind of a rule of mine. I don't like to pay for what an SD card would be. So anyways, the screen. So this is a fairly big PC. Or laptop. I was actually surprised by it when I got it. Like it's a 15.6-inch screen. That's quite a bit bigger than like a 14-inch. And so the thing I really like about it is that it's got the numpad on. I really like that. My work laptop, for example, doesn't have that, and I'm doing spreadsheets and stuff all the time. So it would be good to have the numpad, but it's anyways, and of course I can get I can use an alternative keyboard, or I can plug in yes, I know, but I'm just saying, like for carrying it around, it's nice just to have the numpad. So it's a bit on the big side, but it's fine. I mean, that's what I want. Build quality, again, yeah, it's plastic. It's not aluminum, anything like that. I think I was complaining about the touchpad. I've gotten used to it. It's just a little different than other touchpads. It's not better or worse, I don't think. The responsiveness is there. The click is there. So, I mean, like, so how does it work? Like, usability-wise, I've really liked it. Honestly, it's been fine. got a little. At first, the screen's a little different, but I've played around with the brightness settings and stuff, and it's okay. I noticed you can't. Interesting thing is you can't adjust the contrast, which I thought was interesting. But anyways, you can adjust the brightness. Oh, I'm an old guy, so what I did was I've adjusted the display settings to make, so here are your settings down here, and I've adjusted the display settings to, so device display, there we go, and I've made the text size much larger because for my eyes on this full HD like 1080p screen, so just because it's too difficult to, I find it too difficult to see, things were just too small, so I just increased the scaling there. So that's where you do that. So what else have I done? That's mainly it, and I'm just getting used to it. I think probably okay, so say I want to launch the Google Docs here. So let me do that. So one thing that I've been getting used to with the Chromebook is that, as you might think, everything launches in the browser, mostly. And so when I open Google Docs, it launches into the browser, which is fine. But then I'm kind of like, oh yeah, we're kind of if I'm working in Google Docs, I'm losing this space at the top of the screen because, like, yeah, I mean, this is my tab and my address, but I don't need that, right? So but there's a button. Ta-da! And so you just hit this, basically this full screen button, and then there you go. And then this now operates. It kind of looks like it's a built-in app as opposed to an app through a browser. So it just looks a little bit nicer, I think. And then you've got the what they call the shelf down here. You can still get to your stuff. And then if you want to get to the top, you can get to the top. And if you want to go back to the way it was, there you go. So that's one thing that I really liked. The other thing that was interesting to me was that I showed that in the other video. When Chrome comes up, you can't. So it actually, I thought it was kind of funny because it said Chrome is not compatible with this, or this Google Docs is not compatible with this version of Chrome, which I thought was really interesting. On you trying to use Google Docs on a Chromebook, you would think they would be compatible. So I went to try and update Chrome, and I'm like, what's this? It's not in the Play Store. I can't update Chrome. But then I'm looking at it, and like Chrome is built in to the operating system. So really, in order to update Chrome, you have to update the whole operating system, and it automatically did that. It just hadn't done it at the time that I was just starting to use the laptop. So all these obvious things to people who know about Chromebooks, but not for me. I was trying to figure out why I couldn't update Chrome. Well, it's because the whole operating system needs to be updated, and then that updates Chrome. So that went away. That warning went away. It's now compatible with Google Docs, which is good. All right, and so far, just getting used to it. Again, for a $250 laptop, I'm pretty happy so far. We'll see where things go from here, but I'm not regretting my purchase yet. So anyways, maybe I'll do a bit more update when we get a bit further. Okay, bye for now.